This isn't some sci-fi movie. This isn't some fringe conspiracy theory. It's happening right now, at this very second. On the device you're probably holding in your hand to watch this, your phone. It's watching you.
Okay, so where does it all start? Well, it starts with a scale of data collection. That is, it's just almost impossible for our brains to wrap around. We're talking about the data you don't even realize you're creating.
And listen, I'm not talking about the obvious stuff, like your photos or your emails. No. We're talking about the silent data, the digital exhaust. Every single scroll, every hesitation before you tap something, every word of that angry text you typed out and then deleted. Yeah, that's recorded too.
So how much are we talking about here? Let's put a number on it. 40 gigabytes every single day. To put that in perspective, that's more data than the entire text of the Library of Congress. And remember, that's not your photos or videos. This is 40 gigabytes of your behavioral data, your personality, your habits, your anxieties, all vacuumed up from your phone and sent to a server, daily.
So, what does this data actually mean? What does it reveal about you? Well, it turns out our digital body language is incredibly loud. When you're feeling anxious, you scroll faster. When you're stressed out, you hit the keys harder and use the backspace key more often. It can even tell when a relationship ends just by tracking if two phones suddenly stop spending the night in the same location. And get this, Spotify can tell if you're depressed based on your listening habits, with more accuracy than a psychological survey. This is the data they're collecting. So, what happens when an algorithm knows you this intimately? Well, it starts to see your secrets, even the ones you don't know you have yet. I want to tell you a story. It's probably the most famous and, for my money, the most unsettling, real-world example of how this actually works.
All right, picture this. The year is 2012. A dad walks into a Target just outside Minneapolis, and he is furious. I mean, steam coming out of his ears mad. And in his hand, he's waving a bunch of coupons that were mailed to his house, addressed specifically to his teenage daughter. And these aren't just any coupons. They're for diapers, cribs, baby formula. He storms up to the manager, just livid, and he demands to know, "What are you trying to do? Encourage my daughter to get pregnant?" He's completely outraged, and you can understand why.
The manager is, totally apologetic, has no idea what happened. But then a few weeks go by, and that same manager gets a phone call. It's the father again. Only this time he's not angry. He's embarrassed. He's apologizing. Because, as he explains, he sat down and had a talk with his daughter. And it turns out, she was in fact pregnant. So the real question is, how on earth did Target know?
And the answer is, they didn't. A person didn't know. The algorithm knew. See, it had been analyzing her purchase history, and it spotted a pattern. A young woman who suddenly starts buying unscented lotion, specific vitamin supplements. To an algorithm that's seen this exact shopping cart millions of times before, that's not just random stuff. It's a pregnancy prediction score shooting through the roof.
And here's the part that should give you chills. His daughter hadn't told him. She hadn't even told her family yet. The algorithm knew she was pregnant before her own father did. Think about that. This isn't a bug. This isn't a system that's broken. This is a system working perfectly, exactly as it was designed. So, okay, the algorithm knew before the family did. But you have to understand, just knowing things about you, that's not the end goal. Influencing you is. This data isn't just for predicting what you'll do. It's for manipulating what you'll do. And it's designed to strike when you are at your absolute weakest.
And yeah, there's a name for this. It's called persuasion architecture. It sounds fancy, but let's be clear. This isn't some random tech accident. It's a formal engineering discipline. It is the intentional design of a system built for one purpose, to change your behavior by exploiting the psychological profile they've already built on you.
Seriously, think about the last notification you got on your phone. Why did it buzz at that exact moment? You think it was random? It wasn't. The system knows when you're bored. It knows when you're lonely. It knows the precise moment you're most susceptible to an impulse buy or a little hit of dopamine from a like. That notification that pings your phone at 2:17 in the morning, that's not a coincidence. That's a targeted strike, calculated to hit you in a moment of psychological weakness.
It all comes down to a very simple and very old saying in tech. If the service is free, you are the product. It's not about you being the customer. Your attention, your behavior, your data, that's the product being sold to the highest bidder. You're the raw material being mined and optimized.
And this all leads to what is, honestly, the most disturbing part of this whole thing.
the part that really messes with your head. The system hasn't just built a digital model of you. It's built one that's better than yours.
Okay, think of it like this. There are two versions of you. There's the one you have in your head, right? Your self-image. It's a story you tell yourself about how you have consistent values and you make rational choices. And then there's the AI's data model. And that's not a story. It is a cold, hard, mathematical portrait built from years of your raw, unfiltered behavior. It doesn't care about your story. It sees your unconscious patterns. It knows your real triggers, not the ones you like to admit to.
And here is the punchline. This should stop you in your tracks. Research, real peer-reviewed research, has found that these AI models are now better at predicting your future choices than you are. Let me say that again. The model knows what you're going to do next better than you do.
So that leaves us with a pretty terrifying question, doesn't it? If the you in your head is just a story you tell yourself, and the AI's data model is a more accurate predictor of your actual behavior, which one is the real you? Okay, I know. This is a lot. It can feel completely overwhelming, even hopeless. But look, understanding the game is the first step to learning how to play it differently. There is a way to take back some control, to reclaim your agency.
It boils down to three key things. First, reclaim your attention. It's your most valuable currency. Start spending it deliberately on things you choose, not just reacting to whatever the algorithm throws at you. Second, curate your data. The algorithm only knows what you feed it, so start feeding it confusing signals. And third, and this is the big one, be unpredictable.
Look, the AI's entire model, this powerful digital twin of you, is built on one thing: your past. It's a pattern recognition machine, but it has a fatal flaw. It cannot, for sure, know your next conscious decision. Every time you deliberately break a pattern, listen to a song you normally wouldn't, take a different route home from work, you're introducing a glitch into their matrix. You're reminding the system that the data is just your past. It does not have to be your future. It knows what you've done, but it has absolutely no idea what you're going to do next.